Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a topic that's been surrounded by mystery, myths, and a whole lot of misinformation for way too long: virginity. Yup, we're going there. We're going to talk about virginity from a sexual perspective, and I promise, it'll be real, raw, and respectful. But first, let's get one thing straight. Virginity, and the way society talks about it, can be a very personal and sometimes sensitive subject. There's a lot of pressure and a lot of misconceptions. So today, we're going to debunk those myths and open up a conversation about what virginity really means and why it doesn't define you. Chapter 1. What even is virginity? First things first, what exactly is virginity? Is it just the moment someone has sex for the first time? Or is there more to it? The truth is, there isn't one universal definition of virginity because it's a social and cultural concept, not a biological one. In many cultures, virginity is seen as the state before someone has had penetrative sex. But that definition doesn't account for other forms of intimacy, different sexual orientations, or even different experiences within heterosexual relationships. So already, it's clear that defining virginity is kind of messy, right? Society often makes virginity out to be this big, pivotal moment in life, like you're transformed into a different person after it. But in reality, virginity is more about the meaning we attach to it rather than the act itself. Chapter 2. Debunking myth number 1, the hymen myth. Alright, let's tackle the biggest myth that just won't seem to die, the hymen. A lot of people believe that if a girl has an intact hymen, she's a virgin. And if it's broken, she's not. Let's break this down. The hymen is a thin membrane that partially covers the vaginal opening. However, it doesn't completely cover it, otherwise, things like menstruation wouldn't be possible. What many people don't know is that hymens can stretch or tear from non-sexual activities, like riding a bike, doing sports, or even using a tampon. And not every woman bleeds the first time they have sex. So, the whole idea that the hymen can prove virginity is completely false. In short, the hymen is not a virginity detector. The sooner we stop associating it with a woman's sexual history, the better. Chapter 3. Debunking myth number 2, virginity and purity. Let's take a trip back in time, where virginity, especially for women, was equated with purity and moral value. This idea has lingered in our culture for centuries, shaping how people view sex, particularly for women. Here's the problem. This kind of thinking can lead to a lot of harmful judgments. When virginity is tied to purity, it suggests that someone loses value once they've had sex, which is totally false and damaging. Whether you've had sex or not, it doesn't change your worth as a person. Virginity, or the lack of it, doesn't make anyone pure or impure. We're human beings, and our experiences, sexual or otherwise, are just a part of life, not a measure of our value. Chapter 4. Debunking myth number 3, first-time pressure. Movies and TV shows love to make the first time seem like this huge, life-changing event. Either it's super romantic and perfect, or it's a disaster that's funny in hindsight. But here's the reality. It can be different for everyone. Your first sexual experience doesn't define all the ones that come after. It doesn't have to be perfect, and it's okay if it's not some epic, life-altering moment. What's most important is that it happens when you're ready, with mutual consent, and that you feel comfortable. Instead of focusing on how special the first time should be, we should focus on whether both people are communicating, respecting boundaries, and practicing consent. Those things matter a whole lot more than some idealized version of virginity. Chapter 5. Debunking myth number 4, guys and virginity. Let's not forget how virginity is often framed for guys. Society tends to treat male virginity differently, almost like a competition to lose it as soon as possible. Guys are often pressured into thinking that their value is somehow tied to their sexual experience, that they need to prove their manhood by having sex. But just like with girls, virginity doesn't define masculinity either. Every guy's experience is valid, and there's no rush to lose virginity. It's all about what feels right for you. Chapter 6. So, does virginity even matter? After all this, you might be wondering, does virginity even matter? The truth is, it only matters as much as you want it to. For some people, it's a significant personal or religious experience, and that's completely valid. For others, it's just another part of growing up. Both perspectives are okay. What's important is that you define your own relationship with sex and intimacy on your own terms. Don't let society, culture, or anyone else pressure you into thinking you're less than or more than based on your sexual history. What truly matters is that you're comfortable with your choices, feel respected, and are in control of your own body and decisions. Conclusion. Let's change the conversation. At the end of the day, virginity is just one piece of the complex puzzle that is human sexuality. But the way we talk about it can have real impacts on people's mental and emotional well-being. That's why we need to start changing the conversation. So, whether you're a virgin or not, what matters is how you feel about your choices and how you respect the choices of others. Let's leave the myths behind and focus on what really counts. Respect, consent, and healthy relationships. Thanks for watching, and if you like this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what myths you want to see debunked next. See you next time.